I decided for something different I'd make an altered canvas for you, and because I love this lady image that we did on the file folder for the stamps, as you can see I'm using it and it's extremely useful, so you need to make one definitely, and it's very, very useful. And I love that image so much that I thought I would make an altered canvas. So I'm using Stays On ink because we're going to paint over it and put medium over it. We need it to be alcohol based so it doesn't run. This is the teal. As you can see, it's lovely. I love teal. And you'll stamp it quite a few times. You have to be very careful as you're peeling it off because it tends to stick to tissue paper. We're going to crumple it up, so don't worry, this is just old tissue paper. You don't need to have any new, doesn't matter if it's crumpled up because we're going to crumple it even more. And we're only using that script. It's from the men's collage with the pocket watch and the car on. As we said, we need to clean that stamp straight away, not put the Stays On cleaner on. If you clean it off, you've cleaned the surplus off. It will stain the stamp, but don't worry about that because it won't come off next time you use it. Then what we need to do is with the gel medium, this is Christine Helmuth matte multi-medium, which is useful for lots of things. It's a glue and it's a sealer as well. If I can find my paintbrush, there it is. It's the sort of same as Mod Podge, but as you can see it's very, very solid. Mod Podge is the same sort of thing, but the Mod Podge is much more runny. So that's okay for some things, but it all depends what you're doing. For this, I think this is better. My brushes want to... It's a bit like my hair. My hair's falling out. Must be my age. I'm sure one day I'll be bald. The amount of hair that falls out. Anyway, there you go. The joys of getting old, I should say, not being old. Shouldn't say that really. I should think young. Right. Let's make sure that this is just giving it a primer, the canvas, so that all the paint you put on won't bleed through. Just gives it a nice surface. I'm going to pop it around the edges as well. That's just one coat of that. Then what we can do is we're going to tear some of this script. Don't worry about it too much. I don't really want the pocket watch in it, but I can tear some pieces off. Then I'm going to just crumple them up. I don't know why I put the top on, do you? I need it. Silly woman. And then just go over the top of that. You see it's not bleeding because we've used the right ink. That's that. So just go on and do that. Put as many pieces as you want to on. So make sure you put plenty of the matte medium on, and that's take some around the edges like that. Don't finish it all on the front. Take some around and try and do an odd number, because odd numbers in design are always better than even numbers. To do odd numbers of things, they look better. So I'm going to dry that now with a heat gun. the next stage to do, I keep my packing of stamps and everything, so just the cellophane, and what I've done is used it through my Cuttlebug, and I've got the primitive hearts from Sussex, but you can use any die cut you've got, or just cut something out of some cellophane, just a shape out of some cellophane, and I'm going to use some gesso so we can just throw it away afterwards. And oh, that's not the gesso, got the wrong pot. That's the medium. Right, so the gesso, it'll give it texture. So what you need to do is brush it inwards from the edge of the cellophane inwards. Hold the cellophane down, and then you can just stipple it to get some. The more you put on, the more upraised it's going to be, and obviously it'll take longer to dry, and then you just get that, which I can just, let me show you a bit closer, and you get the texture. So then you can dry it with your heat gun, but don't get too close to it, or keep the heat gun on it for a long time, because it will blister and you'll get lots of little bubbles in it. So heat it up for a bit, take it off so that it cools down a little bit, and don't put the heat gun too near it. It dries fairly quickly. It's got a smell like new paint, new freshly painted walls. Very nice. Not as nice as the Stays on Marzipan smell though. So the next stage is to put some paint on. I'm not going to brush it on. I'm just going to put some bits on, and I'm just going to rub it round my finger, because I don't want brush marks that you can get, you get if. So don't forget your sides. And go down over the sides. We obviously want it to come a little bit more transparent, because I don't want to cover the whole of the canvas and make it really thick, because I want to see the canvas through it and the textures. So bring it down over the side a little bit. You can put some other colours on. Won't matter if it blends a bit. It's a nice messy job for those who like messiness. So keep some of that white in there. And then pop some lighter sort of lilac colour on. As well. I want to stretch it out a bit, because I want that teal script to show through there. You can blot some off, so if you want to, you can blot it, take some away, so I'll blot some of that away where that heart shape is, so that want the hearts and then that script show through. Just there. And I'll you can always go over the top of it again. Nothing's really right or wrong, is it? This is the thing, it's to be creative. If you want to make it a bit more textured, just pounce your finger on and that will texture it up a little bit. If you feel you want a few more little bits of white highlights, just take some gesso off your brush and just pop it on with your finger. You can get a nice bit off and texture it a bit. You might just feel like you want a little bit of white going in. So at this stage you could use your heat gun to dry it off if you want to go on with it, or just leave it for an hour or so and let it dry naturally.